71. Middle class believes ambition is a sin. World class believes ambition is a virtue. The masses have been misled by middle class mentors to believe wanting more is wrong. The heart of this ideology is that you should be happy and grateful for whatever you have, and any ambition past that is pure greed. World-class thinkers know the human mind is wired to want more. This drive is the engine behind every innovation in history. It's what creates progress in the world of business, science, technology and every other area. Remove the profit motive from the equation and you take away the incentive for world-class thinkers to direct their mental energy toward the major challenges in society. Self-made millionaires believe exchanging solutions for money is not only fair, but that it's right. Why shouldn't people who contribute the most to social and societal progress be rewarded the most? They do not have to lend their minds to the masses, yet they do. Not out of obligation, but out of their desire to contribute and to leave their mark on the world. To label this ambition as a sin is slander. Do the masses really want to discourage the great ones from creating solutions to their problems? The average person knows this, but labeling the rich as sinners makes them feel better about their own lack of ambition. It absolves them from having to make the effort to become wealthy. After all, the way they see it, they have chosen to live a more noble life beyond the need for material possessions. In the meantime, they stay awake at night worrying themselves sick about how to make the next mortgage payment. They drop dead of heart attacks on Monday mornings or die from the anxiety of facing another week doing a job they hate but can't afford to quit. Wouldn't it make more sense to redirect that negative energy toward getting rich? Important tips. Money is the barometer of a society's virtue. By Ayn Rand. Rich Resource. The ultimate suburban survivalist guide. The smartest money moves to prepare for any crisis by Sean Broderick. Critical thinking question. Do you believe it's possible to become more ambitious? Action step. Make a list of the 5 biggest reasons you are ambitious to become rich. 72. Middle class believes rich people are snobs. World class believes rich people are guarding their consciousness. Consciousness is contagious. Hang around world-class thinkers and listen to them talk. The conversation is always about moving forward and getting better. Spend time with middle-class thinkers and you'll hear a lot of fear, lack, limitation, scarcity and skepticism. What the masses don't understand is their habits of thoughts are their destroyers. They are fully capable of everything the world class is capable of, but their thinking keeps them locked in a cognitive cage of ignorance that guarantees mediocrity. This is why rich people associate with rich people. They can't afford the messages of doom and gloom. They want to talk about the beautiful future and pure exhilaration of life and living. This is often misinterpreted by the masses as snobbery. Labeling the rich as snobs is another way the middle class finds to feel better about themselves and their chosen path of mediocrity. The great ones know they must guard their level of consciousness and simultaneously attempt to expand their awareness every day. They expose themselves to people operating at a higher level of awareness, while avoiding people at lower levels. It's not that they think they're better, it's that they can't afford to be bombarded with negative energy. Since the majority of the population operates out of fear, all of us are surrounded with middle-class thinking every day. Newspapers, television, radio, and the internet engulfs our consciousness with fear-based messages. Death, destruction, and failure are a few of their favorites. This is why world-class thinkers are so selective and protective of their greatest asset, their ability to think. It sometimes alienates them, but it's a small price to pay for living an extraordinary life. Important tips. Consciousness is contagious. Albert Einstein. Rich Resource. Save money in tough times. Everything you need to know to survive the financial crisis by Jonathan D. Bond. Critical thinking question. Are you guarding your thinking by limiting your associations with inferior thinkers? Action step. On a scale of 1 to 7, 7 being highest, what level of thinkers are your 5 closest friends? 73. Middle class believes rich people are arrogant. World class believes rich people are confident. The negative projections and derogatory labels placed on the rich are endless. One of the most common is that the rich are cocky, arrogant people who think they're better than everyone else. The truth is, successful people are confident because they repeatedly bet on themselves and are rarely disappointed. Even when they fail, they're confident in their ability to learn from the loss and come back stronger and richer than ever. During the world recession of 2008-2010, the rich took massive financial losses around the globe, but when interviewed many said they were confident in their ability to earn all the money back even faster than they initially acquired it. This is not arrogance, but self-assuredness in its finest form. The great ones develop their confidence over a period of years, but it really doesn't reach the world-class level until they suffer a catastrophic loss and make what appears to be an impossible comeback. Once this happens, they no longer fear losing, knowing they can always make the money back. As any fear-based thoughts diminish with each experience, they direct more of their mental energy towards thoughts of love, abundance and gratitude. This elevated, fearless consciousness keeps them moving towards what they want, as opposed to moving away from what they don't want. This often doubles or triples their net worth quickly due to the new efficiency in their thinking. Eventually they begin to believe they can accomplish anything, and this becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. As they move from success to success, they create a psychological tidal wave of momentum that gets stronger every day, catapulting their confidence to a level so high it is often interrupted as arrogance. Important tips. If you're going to take gambles, you must have one thing: self-confidence. By Don Shula. Rich Resource, Money, a Memoir, Women, Emotions, and Cash by Liz Pearl. Critical thinking question: are you arrogant or confident? Action step: start repeating this phrase to yourself every day to build your self-confidence. I have the ability to handle anything life throws at me. 74. Middle class believes self-made millionaires had an unfair advantage. World class knows their advantage was hard work. The masses are always looking for reasons why the great ones are so much more successful, when the answer is staring them straight in the face. In an effort to resolve the mystery of why some people are more successful than others and absolve themselves of the work it takes to get there, they search for unfair advantages granted only to the rich. If they can't find evidence to substantiate their hypothesis, they fabricate it. Examples are political favor, illegal shortcuts, superior education, etc. After studying millionaires for 26 years, I can state with authority that their biggest advantage is their focus, dedication and hard work. While on the surface this seems self-evident, the hard work I'm referencing is not back-breaking toil. Hard work to the rich is applying persistent thought day after day to solve seemingly unsolvable problems. The rich know their most valuable asset is their ability to think, and because they use their mental powers so often, they become very good at it. So while the construction worker, roofer or millwright labors away for relatively little compensation, the professional thinker is the highest paid worker in the world. The more proficient they get, the wealthier they become. This is the nonlinear approach to getting rich most people don't understand. When the masses refer to hard work, it usually involves physical labor at some level. A millionaire's hard work is often staring out the window in deafening silence thinking of how to solve a problem. They know few problems can defend the assault of sustained thought. When most people clock out at 5, the great ones may physically leave the building but are still mentally engaged. Some of their best thoughts and biggest ideas are conceived in the shower, at the movies, or during their daily exercise routine. Meanwhile, the masses continue to labor away and wonder when their luck will change. Important tips. All work and no play makes Jack. With enough Jack, Jack needn't be a dull boy. By Malcolm Forbes. Rich Resource, The Complete Idiot's Guide to Money for Teens by Susan Shelley. Critical thinking question: are you working hard at getting rich like the middle class or world class? Action step: build your thinking muscles by pushing yourself every day to solve new problems that are directly related to amassing wealth. 75. Middle class bases their beliefs about the rich on the minority. World class bases their beliefs about the rich on the majority. The average person has little exposure to the everyday millionaire, so they base their opinions of the class on what they see on television and movies. They see 5 movies depicting millionaires in a negative light and conclude they all are the same. People who aspire to be rich build their beliefs based on the majority of the group, since they know there are always a small percentage of people who cast a negative shadow on any minority. The great ones know if you want to be rich, you must study the rich, and what you will find upon further study is a group of ordinary people with extraordinary belief systems. Their world-class beliefs help them develop fearless philosophies and endless optimism. When it comes to building wealth, they are simply superior thinkers. It's not beyond the average person's intellectual comprehension, it's beyond their emotional comprehension, because to understand it requires a mindset where fear doesn't exist. Only a small percentage of the middle class believes this is the secret to building a fortune, and an even smaller percentage who believe it will make the effort. They must have the tenacity to transcend their fears and upgrade their thinking to an abundance-based consciousness. This is the real reason most people don't move from middle class to millionaire, but it's still possible for anyone who has the courage to try. Important tips. So you think that money is the root of all evil? Have you ever asked what is the root of money? Money is a tool of exchange, which can't exist unless there are goods produced and men able to produce them. Money is the material shape of the principle that men who wish to deal with one another must deal by trade and give value for value. Money is not the tool of the moochers, who claim your product by tears, or of the looters, who take it from you by force. Money is made possible only by the men who produce. Is that what you consider evil? By Ayn Rand. Rich Resource. Beyond the Grave Revised Edition. The Right Way and the Wrong Way of Leaving Money to Your Children, and Others, by Gerald M. Condon. Critical thinking question. Do you have any negative beliefs about money or rich people that may be impeding your progress toward getting rich? Action step. Identify every middle-class belief you have about money or rich people and upgrade each one of them to the world-class level. Thank you for listening. Tomorrow, next 5 differences I will share with you from book How Rich People Think by Steve Siebold. So subscribe my channel Pearl Phantom Earth and press bell icon to get notified as soon as my next video uploaded.